What's going on, yo? It's your boy Marv, Wealth with Marvin, and I'm back with another video. And I want to talk to y'all about the five best habits for wealth creation in a nutshell. Now, not gonna do no fluff, no gimmicks. We're gonna get right to the point. Number one habit for creating wealth is living below your means. Now, of course, they say, what do you say? Who's that artist? Ooh, hold on, I got you. Who's the artist? He said, I think like a billionaire, I spend less than I make. Right? It was a girl, it was a woman, Kamaya. Now, search this artist Kamaya. She comes out of Oakland. She said, I think like a billionaire, hold on, rewind. I think like a billionaire, I spend less than I make. And I think that always stuck with me because that's exactly what you got to do to become a billionaire. Or I wouldn't say a billionaire because that's a lot of investing, I'd say, in grants and funding. But at the same time, to accumulate any sort of massive amount of money, you need to spend less than you make. And so, number one habit for wealth is living below your means. Spend less than you make, spend less than you earn, and avoiding lifestyle inflation, such as when you make more money, don't spend more money. If I got a 200K salary, I don't want my bills to equal 190K, you know what I mean? Because then you're back at square one by the end of the year. So, number one, wealth habit is living below your means. This creates the money you need to invest, start businesses, and buy assets. Number two, second habit that you need to create wealth is to invest consistently. Now, I talked about this in previous videos, that compound interest, investing in various asset classes is the best way to accumulate some wealth. And if you buy assets every month, perhaps, regardless of the market conditions, you're bound to compound every single month, every single year, over time and throughout time. Now, I'll just give you all the best ETFs to invest in. I say QQQ and SMH. Just call it a day with those. You know what I mean? Call it a day with those. And so, number two, invest consistently, and that brings us to number three. The third habit to earning wealth or creating wealth is to increase your income. Now, if I'm making $40 an hour right now, I don't want to be making $40 an hour forever. And so my goal would be to increase my income so that if I'm investing, mad wind right now, hold up. So if I'm investing, let's say $500 a month, my goal would be to invest $1,000 a month eventually, whether that's in a year from now, 6 months, whatever. Third habit to creating wealth is to increase your income. Because who wants to stay in the same place anyways? And also, you can only cut expenses so much, but income has no ceiling. So it's easier to make more money than it is to cut your expenses, especially if you're already living a modest lifestyle. And that brings us to number four. Our fourth habit to creating wealth is to think long term. Now, guys, you got to have a long term mindset. This reminds me of Ab-Soul. He's a rapper, artist, visionary. He's out of Carson, California, and he has an album or two albums or mixtapes called Long-Term Mentality. And I always like that title because I believe to master anything, whether that's life, whether that's any skill, whether that's any sort of discipline, you need to have a long-term mentality when doing so. So when I was coming up, I wanted to be a great basketball player or a great at reading, great at spelling. I wanted to be a great human being. You gotta have a long-term mentality. I'm not just doing this to be great today or this month. I want to be great next year, next decade, throughout my whole life and into the next life, if I'm granted another life after this. All praises Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. If you know, you know. But the fourth habit you need to creating wealth is to have a long-term mentality. Think long-term. Compounding rewards patience and punishes impatience. So if you're not thinking long-term, you're going to be cutting into your funds, let's say you have an investment account and your goal is to compound over 5 to 10 years. If you're taking out your investment every single year, every single 6 months, then you're cutting into rewards and you're cutting into your patience, you're cutting into your compounding will punish you if you're impatient, because compounding greatly requires long-term and patience, of course. Now, the fifth habit that you will need to create wealth is to protect your time. Avoid distractions, unnecessary drama, and activities that don't move you forward. Now, I like to think about entertainment. Now, it's good to have some entertainment in our lives, guys, but too much entertainment is really daunting. It's fleeting. It causes or creates brain fog, and I think it just turns our brain into goo. Let's just say like love and hip hop type of entertainment. If you're consuming your whole day, your whole week with this type of content, or just social media in general, if it's not active learning or skill building, then unnecessary drama and activities that don't move you forward in life is just going to hold you back over time. And so try to consume your time with things such as reading, stimulating our mind, stimulating our bodies, exercising, stimulating our spiritual capacities, meditation, being still, being in nature, and really having control of our time and spending our time developing ourselves and making ourselves better human beings. This is what matters at the end of the day. If we spend time improving ourselves as opposed to consuming distractions, then we would have a way better society. And of course, this is due to systems in place and habits, of course, but we have to manage our habits, manage our time, and evidently we manage our lives. Now, I'm going to leave you guys with this. A lot of people ask me why I went vegan, and there's many reasons perhaps, but one answer I like to give is just that I had a change of perspective. I had a revelation, realized that we don't need meat. We don't need to consume meat to live, or flesh, I like to say. And, the idea of killing another living being in order to benefit myself, there is a sort of selfishness in this. And if it was the only way, then hey, it's just the way we're designed by the Most High God or nature, whatever you guys believe in. But if it's not the only way we can fuel our bodies, then I believe we're just doing it because we're doing it straight out of habit, or because we're selfish and we don't care about chickens, right? We'll slaughter those things about 1,000 a day, 1,000,000 a day, just so we can consume and have that taste that we love and we're so used to. And so realizing that, having that revelation, I believe I had the will, the strong will to give up the habit that I've been born with and that I've been raised with in society to consume. But also, on the spiritual sense, I like to say that what you put in your body, the energy that you consume, determines your thoughts. Your thoughts determine your actions, and your actions determine your life. And so, putting better quality food into my body and eliminating excess waste that wasn't needed to fuel my body, I believe pushed me to heights beyond measure that I probably still don't know or realize today. And so I want to leave you guys with that. Those are 5 habits that you need to create wealth for yourselves. Don't let any of them go over your head. Again, this is your boy Marv, your boy Wealth with Marvin, and I'll see y'all on the next one.